Hi. While I'm doing my hack squad,
network
here's
everywhere I
my
go.
business card. And let me just slide this from betwixt my cheek. Hi guys, welcome to Group Chat Unfiltered. I am Eva.
I'm Maxine.
And I'm Felicia.
And this is our podcast just talking about all the things that we would talk about in a group chat, but we're bringing it to you here on YouTube or Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever you're listening to it today. And today's topic is all about online dating. And to open it up, I'm actually going to bring a little post that I found on Instagram. And that post says that dating apps show 46% of younger people would rather meet someone at an exercise class rather than a night out. Sorry.
I'm going to just say this, and I'm going to say it all the time. If I am sweaty, don't talk to me. Like, I'm sweating in places that nobody wants to know about. I didn't turn on the microphone. Let's try that again. Okay. I'm sweating in places that nobody wants to talk about. Nobody wants to see. Nobody wants to know about it. And if I'm going to the gym, which I don't, I'm just going to point this one out here. I should, but I don't. But if I'm going to the gym and I'm taking that time, I'm paying that money for the protein shakes, the pre-workout, the outfits, the shoes, the sports bras to keep the twins in check. Like, if I'm paying that kind of money to focus on myself, don't bother me.
Yeah, like I kind of get that. Like when you're going for a reason. But it's also like even if you take the dating out of it, it's to meet new people. Say you are like a gym rat or whatever. You meet other like-minded people, or say you run into somebody who could have a business connection.
Who are you meeting as a business connection?
I was going to say, are you going to the gym to network? Hi. While I'm doing my hack squad,
network
here's
everywhere I
my
go.
business card. And let me just slide this from betwixt my cheek and give that to you. What are you
I don't think
I'm not talking about networking in that sense.
Okay.
I'm talking like, say, like you meet somebody, say like you have like, I don't know, you're a mechanic and you meet somebody at the gym that runs a mechanic shop or a parts shop or whatever. It's not like you're gonna be like, here's my card and you pull it out of your ass crack. No, that thing is gonna be between your tits. Okay,
That would be sweaty as hell, though.
It's going to be sweaty either.
dripping
Let's be
sweat.
honest.
Just
There are some
drip,
people
drip,
who
No
drip.
one
to
needs
smell
to
that.
visualize sweaty anything crack right now.
I would meet someone at the gym. If I was to go to the gym.
I was gonna say,
If you were to go to the
If
gym.
I was to go to the gym,
Okay.
I can't even get you to go for walks around the neighborhood,
I'd walk on a treadmill.
bitch.
I could put Judge Judy on. Put Judge Judy on and walk. Let me tell you, I would walk.
You
for
know what?
Judge
I'm
Judy.
about to buy a treadmill just to see how long it stays in the box.
It would stay in the box for like 2 seconds and I'd take it out. The question is, how long would it take before I stopped using it? You worded it wrong.
I did word that wrong.
Okay,
Just
so
saying.
you would meet somebody at the gym.
I would meet people everywhere, especially for certain things.
I don't think I don't have a horse in this race because I'm engaged, but I don't think I would want to meet someone at the gym. Because then that's like your whole relationship is the gym.
Oh,
and
no.
what if you stop going to the gym? What if
No.
you're like, hey, I was just doing this for the weight loss goal. I've hit my goal. I'm done now. I'm just going to go for random walks. Might hit a yoga class once in a while. Like, if your whole thing was built off of, I met you at the gym, I see you at the gym.
No. That's where you set the precedent very low in the very beginning. Be like, I like the gym, but why don't we go to this? And why don't we go to this?
Yeah, but if they
go to
met
a coffee
you-
shop, go to the movies, go to this and the other.
But if they met you at the gym, they're gonna assume that you're on the same level of like gym, like exercise mentality.
But that's where you go, hey, let's go on a date. Or we'll go here, or we'll go
But they
there.
still don't want to go to the gym with you. What if you're like me?
Be like, I don't want to
good.
put that kind of commitment in place.
Okay, but then also, if you're going to the gym and say the relationship doesn't work,
Then you're stuck.
are you
being
switching
one.
gyms?
Nah, bitch. I was at the gym. You go find a new gym.
So they have to
That's
leave.
my gym.
They have to leave the gym.
Yes.
You're go-
And what do you do if they don't leave?
Oh, they'd leave. I wouldn't make a scene. I wouldn't cause any problems. But I'd make sure I looked damn good while I was exercising. I'd make sure that I looked phenomenal. I just wouldn't look at you. I wouldn't talk to you.
I want to meet someone at the gym.
Okay, where would you meet somebody? If you could meet somebody out there in the real world, not online.
I do what I normally do. I just recycle the used ones.
We've had this conversation.
Ugh.
An X is an X for a reason.
I know. I gotta figure that out.
But that was not my question. If you could meet somebody anywhere, where would the perfect place be that you would meet somebody?
You know what? I would meet them at an award ceremony for some high-powered position.
How would you get into that?
I was about to ask the same question.
I would sneak in.
First of all, pretty sure they'd be like security or shit like that.
If I had my triple push-up bra on.
That's not gonna do it.
Okay, realistically, where would you meet somebody?
I don't know. Because I'm iffy on meeting people in public places because I'm like, I don't know you.
Yeah, because we're getting too old for clubs.
But then meeting them online too. Like, okay, like pros and cons of meeting somebody online. Like meeting someone face to face, like this post saying, 46% of people would rather meet someone at an exercise class. They're meeting that person within like a physical space where they can see them interacting.
That's
with
true. And you
others.
take your time.
Online, you're literally like whoever the heck you want to be.
See, like we have a friend who was our lovely producer behind the camera that you can't see. She does the axe throwing, right? Yeah, axe throwing. And so like that would be a good place to meet somebody.
I would be okay with meeting somebody there. Like
we're trying to get her to meet people there. Hopefully it works one day.
If I was like doing axe throwing or like
archery, I would totally do archery.
Yeah. Like just different things. I would be okay with it. It's the whole aspect of the gym. Meeting somebody doing like an activity or an event, that's not the issue. It's if I am sweating and I stink,
but I also
don't talk to me.
But there are people out there that they love the gym, and it's not just for the physical aspect of it. They love it for like the energy and for the community and things like that. It's not just for.
Well, you and I are really not ones to talk. Like, see, this is a weird one for us because the one person that goes to the gym out of the three of us has never done online dating and is engaged, and the two of us that have done online dating and are not engaged.
Oh, that's a completely different.
Do not go to the gym. So that's kind of tough.
But I have been to the gym. I have gone to the gym. And like I have met
that's
nice
like saying
people
I
at
eat
the
a
gym.
tuna sandwich, so I'm part fish.
Okay, first of all, I am.
But she's okay. So off topic, and we're not even diving into that one. That's a whole nother conversation. Regardless of the situation, I think I understand though where Felicia's coming from in the sense of like it's more than just going to the gym. You're building community. Like yes, okay, you're building like
and
gym friends.
Yeah,
and yes, I guess you can have connections in the sense of knowing them that like for more than just they're the guy who goes to the gym, they're the girl who goes to the gym. Mm-hmm. I think that like. As I said, no horse in this race. But if I'm going to be meeting somebody, I would rather meet them in a physical location rather than online.
I just don't talk to people. I put my headphones in and I just do my thing and that's it. Like I don't want to be spoken to. I'm going there for one reason and that's it. Like I don't want people to talk to me.
That's where you'd be part of the 60-ish%, right? Like because it was
the
like
other part.
40,
it was 46%. Yeah, so there's
so it's not even
50%.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would be that percentage.
You'd be the other half of it
because it's just like
you're just not interested in that.
Don't talk to me. Like if I was doing like the archery or
she does axe throwing.
Oh, that's true. Axe throwing or the archery or going to like a book club or like
I would do a book club.
Just like salsa dancing or something, then that I would be okay with.
I would do salsa dancing, but I'd probably be kicked out for that.
You'd be kicked out for a lot of things. But
really, I'm delightful. Okay?
Absolutely lovely.
No, I'm delightful. Not lovely, delightful. Get it right.
Sure. So, if I was doing those things, I'd be okay with it. But if you're coming to me and I'm doing something where I'm working on my physical health and it's also a mental thing as well, that's completely different because then I'm losing my focus. That's just where I'm at on it. I would never want to meet somebody at the gym.
I think the thought process behind that post though is like if you're a single person looking to date, where would you want to meet someone? And according to that post, and I think it was like Bumble and Gymshark.
Now,
kind of,
do we have a breakdown on age ranges, like age groups?
no, it was just like a blanket, like
'Cause, like,
46%.
I have a feeling some of it would be like the younger generation, maybe more into it than
Yeah, I think it was like Gen
millennial.
Z's, and millennials. Like that was the group that was looked at. But I kind of get it because I feel like gym culture in general between Gen Z's and millennials is a lot higher than like especially now, especially for women. Like a lot of women are going to the gym to like lift, and you know they want to be muscular, they want to be toned. There's this idea of like I just want to be skinny. Like they want friggin' huge butt cheeks and like big quads and like you know. So there's a lot more people going to the gym, and I think that's kind of reflected in that 46% as well.
Fixing your microphone.
Yeah, I shifted positions. Hey.
I know.
All
I
right,
heard that.
so we'll move in, I guess, to the main topics for our online dating discussion.
Yes, ma'am.
I've had more skin in the game than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
So-
I've been doing it since I was like 16, 17. Like I did it back in the day when MMTO was running. Meet Me in Toronto.
Yeah.
No, okay, so it was longer because I did it for a little bit before I met my son's father. And then
I was back in the day. Like I don't even think that site's still up. I don't even know.
Okay.
I feel old.
Platforms that you guys use. Obviously Tinder, because everybody's like
yeah.
using Tinder.
I've used Tinder. Tinder's like if you want like the frat boys, Tinder's your go-to. Like 100%. If you want quick, easy fun, Tinder's the place to go. If you're looking for a relationship,
Well,
it's not impossible to find, but it's not.
So my current boyfriend and I, we met on OkCupid, and we met on there, and I liked it because I'm non-monogamous and he's non-monogamous as well. So you're on OkCupid, you're able to put that on your profile, which I loved.
Yeah, because Tinder you can't
do that. You have to put it in your bio, your whatever.
Some people have the weirdest bios. The weirdest bios.
But like I think a lot of these dating apps should have that because there are a lot of non-monogamous people. Now, granted, there are a lot of people who don't want to deal with that, so they need to have it where it's because OkCupid can have it where you filter out that, so you could look specifically for non-monogamous.
Yeah, Tinder is hard to filter, but there's so like Bumble's pretty. I like Bumble. Like I've used
Bumble's
Bumble.
the one where
the women have
females-
to message first.
I don't like that one. I like when guys reach out to me.
That's the thing is you have to reach out to them, but at the same point, because like I'll go on other apps and I'll be the first one to message if I'm like, hey, like I want to talk to that person. I'll message them, but then guys are like, oh well, that's too forward. I don't want anything to do with that person. But on Bumble, there's no choice. Like you cannot go any further until the woman reaches out to you.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had to choose one, I'd probably go to the one where I have to message first because, I mean, it's kind of impulsive. Mm-hmm. Like the idea of, because you're just swiping on people. Is it the same on Bumble? You're just swiping on people, right? Like
I think so. It's been a while. Like I haven't used Bumble in a long time. It's been a while. I think you do swipe. So with Bumble, you fill out like questionnaires and stuff, which I like with that because like Tinder, you just kind of you have to write a profile, and I'm like, what the hell do I say about myself? Like, hey, try to guess my ethnicity. Oh, I'm half black, half white. That's fun. Like, it's not like that's the only thing I do. Like, there's not much, and I don't say anything about like my kid. I'm not putting anything about my kid on there because there's way too many creepy people on the internet. Like, I do not put anything about my kid if I'm on those things.
No, I never put anything about my kid.
Never.
Ever.
Because it's a safety thing. But I like the idea of Bumble because you're filling out like these surveys and it's kind of like gauging who you are. So it's best matching you to people.
Mm-hmm. FYI, producer just let us know that they do now have non-monogamous as an option on Tinder.
Ooh, lovely.
So that is something that they've added. So you're good. Cool. You're good. They got you.
No, that's awesome. And that's because here's the thing. Like, a lot of people think that non-monogamy means cheating. It's not. Can you cheat in non-monogamy? Yes. And there's a whole other topic. But it's not necessarily a bad thing. But I think when you're looking for a partner or whatever, and you're dealing with people who are non-monogamous, you need to know what you're getting yourself into.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they're putting that option in there so that people don't just assume that you're single. And like if they can make that option, they can make that choice on, you know what, this person's non-monogamous. Do I really want to deal with that or do I not?
Yeah.
It allows them the ability to make that choice with the right information, or at least with as much information as people are willing to give, because some people lie on there.
Well, it's becoming
crazy.
more not more popular. It's more known
And
for
openly
like
discussed.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
non-monogamy. Like even if like 5 years ago, like if I saw a guy that had non-monogamous on his thing, I would be like,
He's
like,
a player.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like now, like even now, I probably wouldn't like try to interact with a man that has non-monogamy on his profile, but that's only because I'm a very monogamous person. I'm like I cannot be with multiple people. I have no interest in, like, if I'm with you, I'm with you. It's too much work to be with other people. Like, I'm tired. I work. I got my kid. I just like.
Where see, I look at it as something completely different. It's like, you know, if you're in like a non-monogamous relationship, and like say you and your partner, like you and your partner each have another boyfriend or girlfriend, it's more people. Like if all of you are friends, like it's I think it's called
work.
a round table relationship or something like that. I don't know because I've never had that one. But like say you all are friends, more people to do shit with, and
I have
B,
my
like if you
girlfriends.
live all together, more ways to split up the bills, more ways to
does
pay for
sound
groceries.
glorious.
Like say you have,
Can I
like
have that
Netflix.
without like sleeping with anybody else? Like,
I don't know.
that would be cool.
Isn't that just roommates?
Yeah.
That's essentially just roommates. It seems very impulsive because you're just looking at a picture and go, okay, yeah, they're attractive. They're not attractive. Like,
Yeah, you're
and
based
then
off
are
of
you really
appearance.
getting to know like a person? I guess
You're only getting to
know.
know what they're
It's-
presenting. That's the hard part. So like online dating compared to, because I've dated people that like I've met like in social circles, as you know, Eva. Like I've dated people that I met in social circles compared to the online dating, and I have to say the relationships that I had for the people that I met, like actually met, built like a friendship with, and you know things kind of progressed compared to the people like I met online. My personal interaction ones, like beforehand, were much better relationships. Obviously not great because they didn't work out, but much better than meeting online, in the sense because I got to know the person beforehand, where it wasn't about sex. It wasn't about like hooking up. It wasn't about let's be in a relationship super fast before, you know, I find someone else or you find someone else. It was just a friendship group.
Yeah.
And like one thing led to another. There was no rush, kind of got to know the other person, decide if it was right or not. When you're doing the online dating, because there's so many options and you have no idea who that person else is talking to, and they don't know who else you're talking to, there's this rush, like, I found somebody, I want to get to know them, I want to meet them, but I don't want to lose them.
Well, not even that, but it's also like I find a lot of, and we can only say this based off of our own personal opinions, especially as women.
Yeah.
But my experience, the messages usually go, hey, how are you? I'm good. How are you? I'm doing great. Do you want to move over to texting?
Oh,
It's
the minute I get like so quick in the conversation, like, hey, you
Within
want to move
5
over to texting?
minutes.
I'm like, I don't know you. And
Yeah.
like, I don't want to change my phone number if you turn out to be a complete psychopath.
Oh yeah, that would be.
I got
See,
a story on that one too. Oh my Lord.
That's just. I don't know.
And it usually
and
goes to sex.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
usually
always.
just want to have sex.
I'm
which-
old fashioned AF. Like I like. Heaven forbid I had to go back out into the dating world. Like I would not touch these apps because it seems stressful.
Oh,
It
it's
is.
gross. Like the amount of unsolicited dick pics you get, like
granted-
it's insane.
For the most part, I don't mind getting, like, I know there's a lot of women who hate getting them. I actually don't mind getting them. And the reason why, it's like, you must have a lot of confidence to send a dick pic.
Oh, especially when it's
That's
like
true. Actually,
when
you
you
aren't
have-
packing what you think
Yeah.
you're packing.
like, especially when it's like it doesn't look at. But my favorite is like when they're like underneath, like right underneath. I'm like,
My favorite
weird.
is when they take a picture and they send it to you of them soft. It's like you couldn't even put in the effort to get yourself hard. Like, don't get me wrong. I still appreciate the effort. You took the picture and you sent it to me. But also keep in mind, guys, if you're sending dick pics, assume it's going in the group chat. Just
immediately.
assume
Unless
There has to be evaluations.
Unless you're in the relationship with the girl. Because I find that, like, for, like, us, when, like, you don't send your man's dick in the group chat.
You guys
like,
don't need to see that.
No, because that's yours.
He's the father of my child. You guys don't need to see that.
But
I'm down.
if you're in a relationship with a person, like you're like in a serious relationship,
Yeah, we don't
the dick
pass.
isn't being
Yeah, we don't
shown.
pass those photos. If we
But
feel
if
like
you're
you're
a random-
relationship material, if you're relationship material, those pics aren't going to get sent. But if you're sending random dick pics,
is being
like,
viewed and rated and
don't
criticized.
Analyze. We need to understand
Like zooming
the ridges,
in.
and this is not
what's
just
going on.
us. This is like every woman I know who has
collective
friends.
It's understanding that we have to
just-
evaluate
Just assume it's getting sent around.
what you so confidently sent to one of our friends. So we kind of touched on a little bit of like pros and cons of
we could keep going for
online dating. What about like photos? Like, what is it that you guys are looking for? And you're, I know Felicia's got so much because she is.
Oh, girl,
booming right
I'm
now.
ready.
Okay,
I'm fucking ready.
Go for
Okay,
it. What's important?
stop putting the golf photos up.
Oh my god,
I don't need to see you playing golf.
the fish.
The fish. Oh, the fucking fish. Stop putting photos of you with fish.
It's so weird.
Like,
But okay. But are they putting photos of themselves with fish because they enjoy fishing a lot, and that's
they're just like holding up fish.
holding fish. Just holding a fucking
devil's
fish.
advocate though? But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're somebody who likes fishing, you're making it known that you fish, hence the fishing photo. If you're somebody like, okay, if I'm thinking for me, if I'm doing a profile picture, I love shopping, so it's probably gonna be a picture of me in the mall. I like travel, so it's gonna be a tons of picture of me traveling. So if these people like fishing, like if I'm out here fishing on every weekend when the weather is good enough,
Okay.
I'm probably gonna have pictures with fish.
I would understand that if it wasn't where they would put like 1 to 3 photos of fish and maybe one other photo. If you have like, say you have the option, I think on Tinder you can put what, like 10 photos.
It's like 10.
If you're putting up 4 photos and 3 of them are with fish, just leave it alone. Oh.
You better not be taking the one I'm thinking of.
I'll let you speak.
Okay.
And I'll tell you if it's the one I was
The
thinking of.
best ones I see, but are also the worst, like do not do this, is, and I have to describe this. You take the phone, you put it on your lap,
that's
you
not the
look
one.
down at it
Yeah, that was not
to
the one I was
take
gonna
the
say.
photo. Like, I don't need to see
That's like
you.
the Uber. That's like the Uber driver photos, right? Where they're looking down.
They're
it looks
looking
like they're
down.
trying to kill you.
Like, if I can see your neck fold
You know
and
what?
up your nose,
I have a theory on that, on why they do that.
is it like they're looking at their dicks at the same time?
I think they're imagining a girl down there.
Oh, sweet Jesus. No.
Because I know if I was a man, that's what
trying
I'd
to
be
like
imagining.
show like the view if like you
Yeah.
were gonna be like gobbling their knob.
What
kind
to
of
look
thing.
forward to. And let me tell you, if
It's
that's what you're
not
doing,
sexy.
it's not appealing.
Not a trend.
But
No, it's
that
not.
I feel like that's what they're doing. I feel like they're
Like,
trying to show you what to look forward to.
I don't need a man to do like the selfie pose. Like, I do love selfie pose. Like, if I got photos up on Tinder, it's all selfies and it's like Snapchat filters because I have no time for makeup.
Yeah, I
like,
do like- I do
selfie
like a good-
pointing up, like duck lips. I don't care. I'm doing that.
I do like a good filter because, like, I'm getting old.
I'm not putting on all that makeup.
I'm like, I don't mind the makeup, but like, I want my face to be as smooth as a baby's ass. Like, I'm well aware that I've got holes like a fucking cauldron in my witch's lair, but I want to trick.
Let's just
the
point out
mans.
you're talking about your face.
Yes, I'm talking about my face.
I was
'Cause,
gonna
like-
say, 'cause
That could be like,
No. She's named something else. Thank you very much. But no, okay. So what I was gonna say of the one that I despise, I despise this the absolute most. If you're going to post a group photo,
be the hottest one.
no,
Be the hottest one in the group.
Okay, let me finish.
Don't be the ugliest one.
Shut up and let me finish.
Oh my God.
If you're going to post a group photo, first,
Be the hottest one.
do not have that as the first photo.
No.
Have that as like the second or third. Put your profile, like your main photo of just you, because otherwise we're sitting there fucking guessing, trying to guess who you are. Second of all, if you're gonna post a photo where you have really hot friends,
You got to be the hottest one.
you have to be the hottest one.
Or like the top 3. If there's like 10
Because
of
it's
you,
like
top 3.
you feel like if you have the group photos, and I don't care what anyone says, all women do this, and it's maybe a selfish, egotistical thing or a conceited thing to say, but we're sitting there trying to figure out who you are. And if we think that you're one of the hot ones and you turn out to be the not so hot, not to say that you're not hot, but if your friends are hotter than you, like
You're
say
being
you're
compared.
a 10 and you're hot and you're gorgeous, but your friends are hotter than you, and we're sitting there like, okay, yeah, that must be him. And we find out that you're not him, I'm fucking swiping no. First of all, I don't think you should be putting group photos up anyways.
I'm okay with
I
the group
agree.
because
I'm
I'm okay with the group photos.
What if your friend doesn't
That's
want to be
deception.
in on your Tinder?
because then it's like you're showing it, like you're showing somebody else's face. Like,
Yeah, what if they don't want to be on a, because they're, I don't care what anyone says, those are up for fucking forever. People are screenshotting, people are sharing these photos.
Oh, yeah.
It's there forever. I never put a group photo. Never.
no.
Oh, and speaking of photos that you should not be putting up, and I know you're going to say this one, so I'm going to leave it to you if you know what I'm going to be saying.
The junk.
No, actually, child.
Oh yes, no. Do not put a photo of your child.
Don't put your child in
unless
your
you
photo.
talk to the child's mother or
Not
vice
even
versa.
that.
But yeah, because there's so many curves out there.
Protect your kids.
Protect
That's
the
all I'm
children.
saying. Protect your kids.
But the biggest thing for me as a single mom, like the father's not in my daughter's life, not by my choice. I'm putting this out there for people, so don't come at us for it. But if he was and he put pictures of my child on his social media, I would lose my mind.
Yeah, I wouldn't be down for that.
Lose my mind. Don't put pictures of my child. Yes, you are the biological father. I'm the biological mother, but that's still my child. I have 50% right to say no. Do not put pictures of my child up online. I don't even like putting my child up on social media, except for like my Facebook, which I have locked down, and my Instagram, which is locked down. My social media is locked down. So only the people I allow in my life can see these photos. You put it up on Tinder, on OkCupid, on Bumble, all these things. These are being screenshotted, and there's a whole network, under like black internet network, like not easily accessible, but these pedophiles have access to, and they are sharing and sending these photos and tweaking them and altering them and moving things around. I am not risking my child ever. There is not enough dick in the world that's going to make me risk my child's safety.
Like, I understand the logic, like men have it. I don't agree with it, but I understand it. They're like, okay, well, women
I'm a
love
good
children.
dad.
Well, not even that, but women love children. And for the most part, that is true. But you also have to think about the safety of your kids. It's like, come on now. Like, if I can, like, if I see a profile of a guy with his kids, for the most part, it's a turn off for me. Not because he's ugly, not because he intentionally did anything wrong, because a lot of them don't realize what they're doing. They shouldn't be doing for that. But it's like, if you could easily post those photos,
It's just, yeah.
what are you trying to prove? What are you trying to show? Like,
I mean, if they're it doesn't seem like it's even necessary to post a photo of you.
Well,
and your child.
there's no
No.
reason
You don't need
for
to.
it.
Like, if you're a family man and like you have a kid, that can come up in conversation. I feel like that's something that would just come up in conversation when you're getting to know somebody anyway. So you'd be like, yeah, like I have a kid. You don't have to show pictures of the kid. You can put it, I guess, in your bio and stuff like, you know,
Yeah.
father of 2, mother of 1.
which
like,
they do, yeah.
yeah, which is fine. You don't have to physically put a photo, like you don't have to upload a photo there. And then, I mean, like if you're going to, like, wouldn't you want to like blur out your
I've actually-
child's face or something?
So I've
It's
seen
like-
that.
I have seen the blurring, and
I've
you know
seen
what?
the
I
blurring.
respect that.
Or they'll put like an emoji or something, and that, yeah, I do
I'm more
respect
likely
that.
to swipe on you if you have like
If you've done what you can to protect, like if you're gonna post a
Yeah.
photo with your kid, like, you know,
Try to
holding them,
protect
whatever,
them.
like cover their face.
So let's talk about some profile red flags.
I think we touched upon some of them.
Yeah,
Like
Or it seems like the
one-
fish photo thing is a red flag for you. Felicia.
yeah.
yeah, because you know it is quite. It's also personal preferences, but there's some that I feel like are universal. Like don't take pictures of your crotch.
Oh, that don't have a profile where you have like only memes and stuff like that. Actually have your photo.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Like don't.
They have
me,
just memes.
Yeah,
there's
just
like no
memes.
actual photo.
Memes or like cartoon characters.
Producers like shaking their head. Yes, hard too. Oh my god.
Or like black screen.
Or
black
famous
screen.
people photos.
Oh yeah, that's so bad.
It's like,
oh my god.
And it's like obviously like it's like Brad Pitt. Like
it's like,
there's
you know
no way
what?
Brad Pitt's on this thing.
If Channing Tatum was actually here, yeah, if you were actually Channing Tatum, and I would definitely swipe on you, but you're not. So
Did
fuck
you
off.
know that there is a dating app for famous people?
Does not surprise me.
There's actually dating
Not
app
surprised.
for
Yeah.
famous people.
You know what? I actually feel like that might be safe for them. You know, I actually don't think that's a bad thing. I feel like it's safe for them because you got to think about how many crazy people there are out there.
Oh, if I saw Shamar Moore on a dating app,
You would fucking harass the crap out of him.
oh my god, Shamar Moore.
I
He
would.
is delightful.
Always with this man.
You know what?
He is a sexy, sexy man.
He's beautiful.
And you know what? I'm not taught. He is an attractive man. It's not that.
It's how
the sheer
frequent.
quantity. It's the frequency, the repetitive.
well,
instances,
you know what? I'd switched
the
for a
constant
while to James
occurrence
Arthur. I'd switched to
of
James
that man's
Arthur.
name.
No, I'd switched to James Arthur. But both him and Shmore had babies. Both had baby girls. And now I've switched to Louis Capaldi. Which I know is
You know
completely
what?
off. Like,
It's a very intense shift.
I know.
Don't get me wrong. I love Louis Capaldi. I think
He
he's
is adorable.
wonderful.
Yeah.
It's just you go from Shamar Moore to James Arthur
To Louis Capaldi.
But you know what?
And I would not in any way, shape, or form, like nobody would see that transition.
With Maxine's dating history, I can see it.
Same, but any other person on the outside looking in would be like,
I know. It doesn't make sense.
doesn't make any sense.
Okay.
But you know,
But
he
it's-
is hilarious.
That's my thing,
Yeah.
though. He is so funny. Like watching his interviews and like all the things that he talks about. He's just so
He's
funny. Like
so
I know,
funny.
like if it ever was to happen, where it's like even if I was just in a room with him, I know I'd spend the whole time just dying laughing.
Although
that's
you-
all you want.
Just taking a moment, producer was quite confused when she looked up Louis Capaldi. She's currently dying because she saw what he looked like.
he's not ugly.
He's not ugly,
but he's
just
not. He's not my typical what I go for. He's not typically what I go for. But you know what? It's the humor. And as I'm getting older, I'm finding looks are great. Don't get me wrong. Looks are good. But it's personality. It's the personality of the person. It's how they're going to make you feel.
Yeah.
It's like, how am I going to feel with that person in 20 years down the road when I've got saggy, wrinkly skin and I'm just dead tired? I'm not going to go party.
Totally got off sidetracked.
I just got off sidetracked.
I stand by what I said.
Caught off
fucking
track.
off
We were
sidetrack.
talking about red flags.
Oh, red flags. Yeah.
So-
you got me talking about Louis Capaldi. I told you he's my new celebrity crush.
I would say, honestly, when you're on a dating site and say when you match with somebody, actually hold a fucking conversation. If you can't hold a fucking conversation, I'm done. I'm done. I will.
Yeah.
That's a red flag.
Like I sit there and I'm like, hey, how are you doing? What's going on? What do you like? What don't you like?
yeah, ask
Like,
questions.
and don't just give one word answers. Like you got to give. Like if I ask, what's your favorite food? Don't just go pasta. Like go.
Did somebody
I like-
actually say that to you?
Oh my God. I used to get so many one-word answers, and to the point where I would start sending like the most funniest shit I could send just to see what kind of response I would get. And either I'd get like LOL or haha or even no
That's like a
response at all.
freaking thumbs up in a text.
The last red flag we're going to do for this episode is a suggestion from our producer, lovely producer, is having no friends, which I do agree with.
How do you not have?
Okay, so let's explain this a little bit. So our producer, she got a message from a guy, and she had asked him, what was it like? What's your favorite quality in a friend or something like
Yeah.
that? And he said, I have no friends.
Which is like ding, 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 red flag
How do
alert.
you not have friends? How
Which-
do you
well, how
go
do you-
through life?
Yeah, how do
and
you
have
get
no
to
friends?
your 20s and 30s where you don't have any friends? Like, what is it that you do
Or have done?
or have done that you
is
have
made
no
it.
friends? And really and truly, those qualities that cause you not to have any friends at all, we don't want in a relationship.
And sorry, I was going to say, added on top of that, if they say they don't have friends, but they say, oh, well, they're just really crap people, that's
still a
it's
red
not
flag.
them. I think it's you. If you've gone through your entire life and you have no friends,
And it's like
and your
everyone's
explanation
against you.
is that they were the reason that your friendship ended, and that's for all your friends, and you now have no friends,
That's on you.
I don't think it's them.
It's kind of like, what is it called? Those guys that feel like girls owe them sex and they won't give it to them.
Oh, incels.
Incel.
Yeah.
It's like the same concept, just for friends. Like, it's everyone else's fault. Like, I'm sorry, take responsibility. So that's why I'm saying it's a red flag, because if you're not man enough or woman enough, because it go either way.
It can.
To take responsibility, to like really look into yourself and go like, hey, clearly something's up. Like, I can't keep a friend. I can't make a friend. Like, what's going on? It's not just them. Like, it may be sometimes because people can be jerks.
Yeah.
But maybe it's on me. Like,
But
I
like
don't
your
have,
entire life and you don't have any friends.
Yeah.
There's nobody in your life, past or present, that you
It
would
is
call
concerning.
a friend or you have a friendship with. Even if it's just like late. Like I have friends who I might not see them for like a couple years, but when we see each other again, it's like we never stop talking.
and the thing is,
Right?
it's not just
Like-
like quantity. Like, you don't have to have like hundreds of friends, because that's also that's also a red flag for me too.
Yeah,
if
if
you're
you
like,
have
I got
hundreds of
hundreds of friends,
friends,
how do you maintain those friendships?
Yeah.
Clearly, that's not something that's maintainable.
Those are acquaintances.
Exactly. So like, not being able to separate the difference between a friendship and an acquaintanceship. Is that
An
a word?
acquaintance.
Acquaintanceship?
New word.
Yeah, new word.
Acquaintanceship.
I've made it up.
Awesome.
But like, if you can't differentiate, that's a problem too. Like that's a big problem. Especially at the age that we're at. I'm not going to give our ages on here, but let's just say we're not like 19 years old.
Obviously.
Clearly. But I'm just saying,
I feel like my energy is 19 sometimes. Maybe 21. I'll do that.
I do miss
Make
being
it legal.
21.
Make it legal all over the world.
21 was my best.
I was
year.
going to say make it legal. It is legal in Canada at 19. So
But in the US,
unless you're in Montreal, then it's, or sorry, not just Montreal, in Quebec, it's 18.
I so wish when we were younger that it was 18 here.
I mean,
But now that
we
I'm
still
older,
did all the things.
anyway.
true, but it wouldn't have been
We're
illegal.
going off topic. Going off topic. But having a friend, like, if I'm talking to you online, I don't require you to have like 50, 100 friends. Exclamation, air quotations. My brain is not wanting to talk out my mouth today. It's not like mouth and brain are not connecting, but that's fine. You don't need to have a whole bunch of friends. Like, I don't have a whole bunch of people that I call friends. I have a very small group that I call
Yeah.
friends. Those are the people that I trust in my life,
Yeah.
that I trust to be around me, because it's not just like having people, it's the energy that they bring, because I can bring you down. And it's the same where, like, if you're talking like to guys or you're meeting guys, the energy that they bring can either make or break your mood, make or break how you feel about yourself.
Yeah.
You know, so you still have to be careful with what vibe, what energy you're bringing into your life. So if you can't make friends or maintain a friendship, what is that going to do to me and my
Yeah.
mental health and my...
And also your relationship. If
Exactly.
they can't hold a friendship, how the heck are they going to hold a freaking relationship?
And actually,
Yeah.
another thing too is if they have no friends, they're going to want to spend all their time with me. I don't know about you, but I don't want to spend all my time, like every waking moment with a person.
I am engaged and I do not spend every waking second with my fiance.
Although
There's no way.
I do have the opposite side. So, because you were saying how like you can't have like a lot of friends or whatever. I actually disagree, because I know a lot of people who have like a lot of friends, like many friends. Like we have small knit group of people that we're friends with, but there are other people that have a lot of friends. I think if you can have that many relationships, that many friendships, and have a connection with them and be close to them, for me that shows that you value the company.
Who has time to maintain 100? Like, say
Some
say
people
it's
do.
100 friends.
But some
Like,
some
even
people
when
do.
I had, like, when I wasn't working and I had all this free time to spend time with people, like, That's a lot of work to maintain. Like it does not seem realistic. 100 like actual friends.
100. I wouldn't say 100, but like more than like 10 or 20. Like I know some people who have.
Yeah, like
they have a higher group. Like if you think that a normal, like what would you say would be a reasonable group of friends to have? For you, like in your mind.
In my, like for me personally, a reasonable group of friends is what I got. Because like I don't have time to have more than that.
Which is like which is what, like 5-6 friends.
Exactly.
But you also have to keep in mind, not everybody is a sole supporting single parent.
So like logically, like if it was first, like just if I wasn't a single mom and I wasn't working full time and I had the time to socialize and I had the money to do all the stuff I wanted to do, then, you know, like having 20, 30 friends, that's maintainable. But 100 friends, if somebody told me they had 100 friends and they're close with all of them, I'd be like, you're lying.
Yeah, like that.
Like something's not, one plus one is not equaling 2 at this point.
If there are people out there that have 100 friends that they're close with, please, by all means, like let us know. We'd definitely be down to know about this.
It.
We'd have a lot of questions to ask.
I wouldn't believe it.
But like, okay, so I have a special friend who has like definitely more than 20 friends. And I don't know this because in the sense of meeting them, but I know this because of like how he's talked about his friends and things like that.
Yeah, but 20 friends makes sense.
Well,
like
more than 20 friends. I don't know specifically.
But it's not hundreds. Like it's not 100 friends.
No.
I knew someone back in the day in high school and I don't even really want to talk about him, but like anyways, I knew him back in the day and he's like, I have so many friends. I have like 100 friends, blah, blah, blah. He was a freaking sociopath, but they weren't his friends.
But that's also different, right? That's going back to not understanding the difference between a friend and an acquaintance. He might know those people. He could know their name and know like their favorite color and then be like, oh, we're best friends now. Like that's not
but like
an
I'm
actual
sorry,
friend.
but like that's the thing is like if you're at the age that we're at and you're sitting there still not able to identify the difference between an acquaintance and a friend, that's a problem.
I think knowing the difference is important. Knowing the difference between a friend and an acquaintance is important. I think that it's fair to say that somebody saying they don't have friends is a red flag because like there has to be even one person. Like you don't have one person in your life that you go to when shit is down. Who do you go to?
Yeah, if you're having a good day or a bad day.
Even if you say, listen, I don't really get along with a lot of people. My friend is like my brother or my cousin.
Yeah, someone you're close to.
That's fine if it's a family member or something. But to say that you have no friends,
that's a problem. Because
that's
it's like
a concern.
You don't have the social skills to be able to maintain a friendship. That's concerning if you don't have that.
If there is a situation where you don't, there are people who don't socialize well, who can't socialize well. My brother does not socialize the same way that we socialize. He does not do well in certain social situations. I get that. But he also has friends. They're the exact same friends he's had pretty much his entire life, as far as I know. But he still has them. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have a bunch. He has the same friends, but he has friends. So it's...
That's what I'm saying. Like if you don't know how to maintain a friendship, that's a problem, because if you can't maintain a friendship, how are you going to maintain a relationship?
Exactly.
It doesn't matter the quantity. At this point, like
it's quality over quantity.
Exactly. If you can't maintain, why am I going to waste my time trying to fix you?
Yeah.
I'm done in the era of trying to fix people.
Yeah.
Like I'm no longer, if you are not already dealt with all your stuff, I don't want to fix you, because I can't fix you. It's taken me all these years. For all the women out there that are just starting the dating scene, you cannot fix a person. They can only fix themselves. And it took me this long, over a decade, of dating.
Yourself.
I'm aging myself, but over a decade, so people understand you cannot fix a person. If somebody has a problem, if they have an addiction or mental health issues or self-esteem issues, any of that stuff, you cannot fix them.
Yeah.
If they aren't treating you right, you sticking around is not going to change that.
No,
because you can't change any of it.
You can only change yourself. You can't change other people, especially because there are a lot of people out there who are perfectly content with how they are, which is fine. If you like who you are, that's fine.
You just find someone that matches with it.
Yeah, you got to find the right person for you, not try to find somebody that fits the idea that you have of that person.
Yeah, as I said, I am no longer in a fix-a-dick era. I'm done. I'm done.
You're no longer in a fix-a-dick era.
Fix-a-dick era is done.
Okay, I got
All
it.
done. It's ended.
Love it. But anyway, so I guess we'll roll into some
Story time.
We got some stories that we found. All right, so first story is the worst for me was this guy I never actually met. At the time, I was working the graveyard shift. This guy was seeming so amazing. Everything seemed to be syncing up. Then he started sending me a very large amount of texts. I told him I was going to sleep and put my phone on silent. I was asleep for about 7 hours and woke up to 100+ texts. Photos of things he was making for me, calls begging me to wake up because he missed me. I canceled our date and blocked him. That girl made the smart choice.
That's terrifying.
Block.
100 calls in 7 hours. 100 calls 100 texts.
100+ texts. And the guy sent her
7
photos
hours.
of things he was making for her. And it's like,
What the hell was he making?
I don't even
my
know.
God.
That's the first question. Is he out here just like cooking up 5-course Michelin meals
Oh my God.
Like,
by himself?
but that's
Hoping she's gonna come over.
creepy.
That reminds me of a situation that happened kind of similar situation. So it wasn't exactly like that. And I'm not going to say exactly what happened, but like something had happened. I decided, you know what? Fuck this guy. I don't want to deal with him. I told him as nicely as possible. I don't think this is going to work. I'm not like this was, I didn't even meet him, did not meet him at all. And this was before meeting him. I'm like, okay, I don't feel comfortable. I don't think we should meet. I think we should go our separate ways, blah, blah, blah. This guy kept calling me to meet up, kept texting me, kept calling me. And eventually I told him, like, I'm going to block you if you don't stop. Like, I already told you, I'm not meeting you. I blocked him. He spent the next, 4 years, constantly randomly calling me.
4 years?
4 years.
Oh, I remember you telling me about this guy.
From different numbers.
He finally gave up though, like
Yeah,
years
he finally
ago, right?
Yeah, I can't remember how long. It was
Yeah.
like it was between 2 and 4 years, but like it was constant.
excessive. Yeah, from like block numbers and stuff.
3
like,
to
oh yeah,
4
it's about time.
years.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
if
it
you
was
had said,
2 or
like,
3 years, but yeah,
2 to 3 months. Still
No.
excessive. Still excessive. But like, okay, you kind of check in, change of season, goes from cold to hot. Maybe they've changed their mind. 4 years.
yeah, it was around there. Yeah,
That's what I'm
We
saying.
had a pandemic.
Yeah.
I think it
3
ended
years ago.
I think it ended just the last time he had called was just before the pandemic.
And this is why I
think,
don't give
yeah.
out my phone number right away. Because
This is why I
don't
started
know how to
using
change it.
Yeah, this is why I started using a different app. Like I
Oh,
very
yeah,
rarely give out my
there's-
phone.
There's apps
number.
you can use where you're not using your own phone number, which is a way of protecting you. But at the same point, it's like, why should we have to go through all these steps to protect ourselves when it's not that hard to be a decent person?
Don't be
creepy.
But like, also,
Don't be creepy.
what was going through this person's head when he's like, you know what?
Never met this girl.
It's been 18 months. She's down. She's down. I'm going to call her again.
I know,
She's going to
you-
say yes.
yeah.
I'm ready.
I
Call.
remember
Nothing.
I was like, one of the times that he called, he's like, have you gotten over yourself yet? Or something like that.
The audacity.
I was like, nope. And I hung up.
I'm so happy you said no. Any other response wouldn't have been good enough.
Yeah, I was like, nope. And I hung up. And then he said another time, he's like, come on, like, let's just meet just one time. I promise you'll have a good time. I promise. I was like, as good as me being in my own bed and being comfortable and not having to get dressed up? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay, well, I'm already doing that. So no, goodbye.
Oh my god.
I'm telling you the audacity of this guy. But like, he's not the only one. There's tons of them that do this. Like, there's many women that will meet guys thinking like, oh, they're so great, like good guy, whatever, and then they just stalk them.
Yeah, that's
They
creepy.
just stalk them. Like, you have to be careful. Like, if you're driving, like, you make sure, like, I don't. If I meet a guy, like, if I was to meet a guy, I don't take a direct route. Oh my God, I gotta sneeze.
Oh yeah, if I'm driving, like say I go and I meet somebody. Oh, bless you.
I came out of nowhere. Yeah, you have to
Goodness gracious.
You have to take an alternate
If I
route.
see the same car behind me for too long, I keep an eye on it, and sometimes I'll turn down random streets.
Yeah, you have to.
That's stressful. Like,
It is.
if I'm out here pulling like Mission Impossible 5 moves, trying to like dodge and weave,
Well, I don't do that,
What?
but like
How
I
are
keep an
women
eye on
dating?
it. And if I go like if I get close to my house, but not too close, and I see they're still behind me, I'll go farther. I'll take.
but it's
time.
just the fact that you
alternate route.
have to do that. Like, why is it that you can't just like blare your music and drive home and be comfortable? Why do you have to literally start checking your mirrors, not for cars that are going to hit you, but literally to make sure you're not being followed? That's
Well,
wild.
also
to me.
I'm paranoid, so that might help with that.
Well,
That's
yeah,
what kept
but
you safe though.
the
'cause,
fact
like,
that it
there's
happened.
so
Oh, yeah.
many weirdos out there that just don't care.
Oh yeah, unfortunately, I got a lot of horror stories.
Yeah, they just don't care.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Next
I got,
one.
I got
story.
another story of this one. There was one guy who I thought was pretty cute, so I decided to take a chance and go out with him. We go out for dinner, which was fine until he started talking about his ex-fiance, who was a dancer on some popular TV show back in Philadelphia, who actually had a husband, etc., etc. So that already turned me off. Then we go out to a movie and he starts to jerk off. Right in the theater, he just unzips his pants and starts going at it. And I'm sitting next to him horrified. And he had the nerve to tell me I'm the weird one because every normal person jerks off in movie theaters. This was during the trailers, by the way. Then he tried to go at it with me
He didn't
in
make
the
it to the
theater.
movie.
Yeah, in the theater, which I really wasn't in the mood for. So I moved across the theater to enjoy the movie while he sat in his corner, fapping for all I know. Needless to say, we never saw each other again. The movie was great, though. Okay, let me point out, I have not read any of these stories beforehand. Our lovely producer found them. So I'm dying.
over there.
Like, they are hilarious. But like,
At least the movie was good. I'm just saying that. Girl, I'm happy that the movie was good.
Don't get me wrong. I like a little dun little fun time in weird places from time to time.
not in a movie theater.
but it's
like-
sacred.
Well, even in a movie player in a movie theater. But where's the fucking consent?
That is the big thing.
Like,
consent. She had no
Don't
idea.
fucking pull out your dick. Wait, like if you like.
See, I'm
Come on
not
now.
going to be like, first of all, if I'm getting my ass out to go to a movie at a movie
Yeah,
theater.
I want to watch a fucking
And
movie.
paying, first of all,
Like, it's
you're
like
paying like
20
$20
bucks for
Yeah.
a movie.
In this
then
economy?
I got to get my popcorn. So I'm not touching your dick to get dick hands while I'm eating popcorn. Like, I don't want.
You don't want dick flavored popcorn.
I really don't need owed dick.
pop dick.
Pop dick. I don't need that on my popcorn. And then you got like nachos. I would have just got hot cheese and just dumped it on it. And been
I
like,
was saying when
lick
you
it
were
off
reading
yourself.
that, and you got that. I was like, I would have fucking dumped my pop because you don't want to waste the food.
That's
You
true.
can get
But the pops, pop is refillable.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the pop's.
Free
It's been a while
refills.
since I've been to the theater, but I think the pop is refillable. But the nachos are not, and the popcorn's not. Don't waste the fucking
No, the
food.
popcorn is
I'm just-
free refills, I think.
Is it?
I think it's still
I'm
free
just trying
refills.
to understand this person's state of mind where he thought that
The
it was normal
Audacity. I'm telling you, it's the audacity.
to tug a lug in a movie theater, and also was no okay. Dolby Digital sound. I know that shit's loud, but if you're just hearing like, and you know
Yeah.
he's groaning.
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh God, if he's got the
Somebody
balls enough to
heard.
go and just start like flapping it in a movie theater. First of all, why?
First of all, he must have had some pretty big balls on him, pun intended, for doing that in theater. Second of all, why? Why would you do it in the first place?
Especially if you don't like discuss it with the person beforehand.
But that-
because there
that-
are some kinky girls out there, like
They
Yeah.
might be down for it, whatever.
Yeah.
That's fine. And like,
again-
there's no kink shaming ever at all
God,
in
no.
that sense. But it's just
consent.
Consent.
The fucking consent. That's what I say. Where was the fucking consent?
because
would
I wouldn't do
understand-
it. I wouldn't do that like at all.
I would,
You are
depending on A, the movie.
that's true. Because like, was it a kids movie?
B,
like,
B was a
no
was
one's
the
rolling
theater
to like
full?
Finding Nemo and fapping. Nobody's doing
and
that.
There are some pervs out there. Like that's
Was
the
it
thing. You gotta
full?
think
No.
about.
Like,
you
if
gotta
the
think about
theater-
that. If it was a kids movie, then you gotta think, okay,
Oh,
there's
God,
children
yeah.
there.
Oh God.
That's the thing. Think about that. So it's not even just like doing it in a movie theater. What kind of movie were you watching?
Also, was the theater like?
But
if
they
there
said
was
the trailers. It wasn't the actual movie itself playing. He was doing this at the trailers.
Yeah, and you know those lights aren't fully down.
Somebody is just like,
But also,
disgusting.
like for me, like because sometimes, like I remember going to the theater and like be the only person in there. If it was empty, I'm fucking down. But if there's other people in there, like no.
Oh, so you've already been at this theater thing. Like, you've already done this.
I've dabbled in.
You have done this.
In some extracurriculars. But anyways, we're going off topic.
I think we are on a very good topic, but anyway.
If there's other people in the theater, nah. Because it's respect.
if the theater was like completely empty and there's like nobody else in the theater.
Yeah, that like that
If
it's
the
a
girl
different story.
was like, yeah, I'm down for that kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then that's one thing. But like if there's other people,
Because like if I'm going to a movie and I see somebody fucking jerking it off over there,
no, I'm good.
I'm gonna be like, dude, I'm trying to watch my movie.
I paid a good $20 for that.
I'm gonna be a fucking Karen. I'm gonna go and fucking complain and get your ass out there because I don't want to hear ding 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 while I'm watching the fucking movie. If I want to do that, I would have watched porn.
Ding 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 ding. Like
Someone with a chain on their balls. Ding 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 ding.
I can't with you.
Okay,
Let's go on to the next story. I have not read this one either, but it's a longer story too. It's even longer than the first. I went on a date with a very tiny man. I have nothing against dating men shorter than me, but I get uncomfortable when they're too small because I'm 5'11", overweight woman. This guy was 5'5" and weighed maybe 120 to 130, but he seemed very nice in his messages and seemed to have his life together. Well, we go to grab drinks at a bar. He's nice and we're having a good time, but eventually he starts making odd comments, complaints about my height and how strong I looked. I thought maybe he was just a little socially awkward, and hey, it didn't seem malicious. Well, toward the end of the date, he ends up telling me that he has a fetish around being picked up, lifted up, and squeezed by women larger than him. Oh. Okay, well, some people have their thing, and at least I could kind of see that he was attracted to me physically, so I agreed to a second date. Well, leading up to all of his messages started to be about how he couldn't wait for me to lift him up in my big, strong arms, and how he wondered if I could lift him over my head. Eventually, that was the only focus, and I'll admit, I got weirded out and politely told him I just wasn't interested.
Okay, I just before you go on, while you were saying this, I was literally just imagining original Matilda, Mrs. Trunchbull, picking up one of them kids and just whoosh. That is the first thing that came to mind when you said that. Like, that's all I could imagine. Oh my God.
Oh goodness. On a different note, I have another story, another personal story.
Of course.
That follows kind of suit with that. So, okay. I don't know if you guys remember. You definitely won't remember because you weren't on it. But I don't know if you guys remember when this was like 10 years ago, when OkCupid rolled out the blind dates or whatever.
I don't remember that.
Okay, so
I was never really on OkCupid. I think I tried it once and I was like, yeah, it's not my thing.
They didn't have it for very long, but when they first rolled it out, I was like, you know what? I want to meet new people. I want to try it. I'm open-minded. So I did it. I did it one time, only one time. And this is the reason why. So I got matched with the person because they still match you and stuff like that based off interests and things like that. And I meet at the coffee shop and I sit down and I'm waiting for this guy. And it tells you when they're close by and you can message to make sure like you're meeting up with the right person. And he messages me and I message him. I'm like, okay, meet the person. And he comes up. Keep in mind, I'm 5'8". I'm confident and comfortable in my height. And I don't care if you're shorter than me. I don't care if you're taller than me. I don't care if you're bigger than me, smaller than me. I don't care. As long as there's a connection and we get along great, as long as I find something attractive about you, we're good. This guy, he wasn't ugly. He was cute, but he was 5'5". And in the blind dating app portion of it, doesn't tell you really anything about what they look like, their ethnicity, their height. You just know their sex and their name and some of their interests and things like that. I didn't have a problem with his height. He apparently had a problem with mine. Wow. He spent the whole time, like this was 30 minutes. I made it to 30 minutes before I had had enough, making constant comments about my height. That I'm too tall. I must be able to reach all the high things. I must have an issue with his height. Like I was the one with the issue. I'm like, I had not once said anything about your height. Height means nothing to me. I really don't care. Like, so what? Like, you could be my height, and if I wear heels, I'm still gonna be taller than you. Like, it doesn't matter to me. And he would not shut up about the fucking height difference. I'm like, I don't have an issue with it. He's like, I don't have an issue with it either. I'm like, I think in my head, apparently you do. I didn't say it. I should have said it. But like, oh my God, the whole time, 30 minutes, talking about the height difference.
Excruciating.
I mean, everyone's got a preference, and people have preferences.
I get that, but at the same
Don't put
point,
it on somebody else.
Don't project that on to another person. Like,
Well,
I'm
yeah.
taller than my fiance.
Yeah.
Like, not by much, but I mean, it's very obvious if we stand next to each other, I am taller than him. I'm 5'11", so like, I'm tall.
I always forget that you're 5'11".
Yeah, in the spectrum of, I like saying I'm 5'10" and a half. Because
Take off that half inch.
it just,
Sometimes a half inch makes a difference.
it makes me feel a little bit better. I'm a little taller than 5'10" and a half, but my doctor's always like, you're 5'11", and I'm like,
That's too much.
So, but like, I am taller than my fiance, and I've been taller than any guy I've ever been in a relationship with. I've been taller than them. It's just been the thing.
I think the average height for men is 5'7", 5'8", or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that is the average height. And I don't know about you, but like, to be honest, sometimes when you're with a tall guy, you fucking hurt your neck. You're looking up, like, oh my God, and you get a kink in your neck. Like,
I mean, okay, but that's like looking at a giant. We're talking about like somebody who's like 6'1". You're not looking like this if they're like a couple inches taller than you.
depends on what you're doing.
I cannot listen.
Back to that story though. I think like
I would have probably done the
understand.
same thing.
And again, like no kink shaming at all. If you're somebody who likes being picked up and like whatever, cool. I think that it was good for her to like be like, you know what, I'm not really down with this. I'm just gonna end it.
And I guarantee you I know why. It's because after the first date, he made it all about his kink and not about her, getting to know her, them getting to know each other. It was all about the kink.
Yeah.
I think that's what the issue is.
Yeah,
like,
he was just too focused on what he was going to get out of it,
Yeah.
and not really focused on what they could do together. It was
Exactly.
just
As a couple.
his wants, his needs. Because the thing is, everyone's got different wants and needs and kinks and likes and dislikes and all that stuff. And what somebody considers a kink may not actually be considered a kink to the other person.
Yeah.
You know, it may, for him, just devil's advocate, it may not seem like it's a kink thing for him because he's always been short. He just, it may more,
For him,
more be
it's just preference.
Preference
Yeah.
for him.
True.
But she's taking on like, this is too much kink for me. Like, I can't do it.
it's just too much. But it's also because it's probably something she's never experienced.
Yeah, and if you're coming, like, I'm sorry, if you're coming at me going like, hey, can you lift me over your head? No. Like, I don't want to even lift, like, my arms over my head.
All right, guys, I think that is a wrap for us today. Thank you so much for joining us on Group Chat Unfiltered. We really hope that you enjoyed this episode. Please stay tuned. This is just one of, we're hoping, many, many, many more.
Oh, so many more.
You can follow us on our socials. It's all going to be Group Chat Unfiltered. And we'll see you guys next time.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Cute.